Hello to all the home care patients, caregivers, and providers tuning in. I'm Erin Rose Collins, Director of Advocacy and Member Engagement from the New York State Association of Healthcare Providers. Thank you for joining our 2026 Emergency Management video series for home care. Welcome to Part 1, which focuses on preparing New Yorkers for weather-related power outages. The funding for this project comes from a grant provided by the Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Strategic Preparedness and Response, and administered by the New York State Department of Health and Mental Hygiene Office of Emergency Preparedness and Response. Thank you to the New York City Health Department. This content is solely the responsibility of the authors and does not necessarily represent the official views of the Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Strategic Preparedness and Response. In this video, we will talk about power outages caused by extreme weather events and how to prepare for these outages. We'll discuss how likely it is for a weather event to affect your home's power, how to review your risks, and the ways you can prepare for outages. Weather-related outages are common, and New York's largest outages are caused by weather events. New York's hurricanes, tropical storms, high winds, flooding, snowstorms, blizzards, and extreme heat events can leave you without power. Hurricanes like Sandy, Irene, and Isaias left many city neighborhoods without power for days. Because of their regularity, power outages should be a part of your emergency management planning. For many home care patients, a power outage is more than an annoyance. It can impact a patient's ability to move independently within their home, communicate with caregivers, refrigerate medications, or safely leave the home during an evacuation. Patients and caregivers should prepare for long outages. Even when utility companies and crews are prepared to act quickly, widespread damage can significantly delay repair. Power outages can be dangerous for everyone, but it's important to understand your personal risk level during an outage. Which devices require electricity? What backup power sources do you have or need? How long can the device last when fully charged? Can the device be operated safely during an outage? As soon as it looks like a severe weather event is possible, make sure all your devices are charged. Turn the refrigerator and freezer to the coldest settings to keep food fresh for longer during an outage. Unplug unnecessary appliances to prevent issues when power is restored. Emergency plans for home care patients should address the following questions. What if I lose power for the entire day? What if the power is out for multiple days? Putting together emergency kits will help patients and caregivers understand how long you can safely stay in a home and if early evacuation is the better choice. Emergency kits should include enough supplies to last at least 3 days. Include water, non-refrigerated food like canned items or dried goods like rice and pasta, flashlight and extra batteries, first aid kit, toiletries, garbage bags, wipes, emergency contact numbers, and prescription medications. If you have pets, emergency kits should include pet food, dishes, leashes, and extra water. If you have young children, include infant formula and diapers, a toy, and a favorite book. New York recognizes that power outages and service disruptions impact utility customers differently and has laws to protect at-risk customers. State law requires electric companies to create emergency response plans that include contacting customers with medical electricity needs, including but not limited to infant apnea monitors, IV machines, respirators, and/or ventilators. Starting January 1st, 2027, if you are completely without power for 3 days, utility companies are required to reimburse you, providing a $25 credit to your account for each day without power, up to $450 for any food ruined due to lack of refrigeration if you can provide proof. The total cost for prescription medication ruined due to lack of refrigeration. You must provide a detailed list and proof of loss within 14 days of the outage. Self-identify with your utility company before an outage. Many utility companies offer special programs for customers dependent on electricity where power loss could create serious risks for their health and safety. Applications for elderly, blind, disabled (EBD) or life support equipment (LSE) status can be found on your utility provider website. Life support equipment protections include advance notice of planned outages, wellness checks during emergencies, priority power repair, and protection from shutoff for non-payment. Elderly, blind, disabled protections include attempted personal contact 3 days before shutoff, notifying local social services and continuing services for at least 15 business days, repairing services within a day when elderly, blind, disabled status is known. Unavoidable outages due to storms, accidents, and grid failures may still occur, so immediate repair to your power is not promised during a widespread outage. Utility companies will not provide backup equipment or money for generators. Patients are responsible for their own emergency plans. Bill forgiveness, financial aid grants, or rate change protections are not included in the program. Work with your doctor to complete an application for your utility company to know your medical needs, and remember to renew yearly as required. For patients without traditional equipment mentioned earlier, treating doctors should still request essential medical electricity status. You can submit an application and receive temporary medical protections if you don't meet program requirements. For privacy and HIPAA purposes, only provide the minimum necessary personal information to prove need. Do not include diagnoses or detailed medical histories. You are not required to share information you find unnecessary. Caregivers play a critical role during emergencies and should be actively involved in preparedness planning. Stay informed of emergencies and always maintain communication with your caregiver as you plan. Thank you.